Alright, so pretty good episode of SmackDown tonight. I gotta say, the past couple of weeks, SmackDown's been pretty damn good. And this show was beyond good. It was very good, actually. We start off with Daniel Bryan, a promo between him and Orton. Not a bad promo. Leave it to Daniel Bryan to bring out the best in Orton and make him actually try on the mic. Nothing amazing or anything, but it was pretty good. A pretty good way to start off the show. Some good back and forth. It's also important to note he was wearing the Yes shirt, so it's more like he's coinciding with the crowd. Now he's not shouting no anymore. It's mostly yes, and that's good. It's good to see that WWE is finally taking some notice that he's the most over guy on the roster. He's even more over than Punk, and that's the goddamn truth. He's more over than Punk by far. Then we start off with Sheamus defeating Cody Rhodes. I ain't happy about Sheamus always winning, but this was a pretty good fucking match, I gotta say. Pretty good action. Wasn't really expecting it. Really, for the most part, Cody was kind of dominating. Sheamus getting the win with the Texas Cloverleaf is 10 times better than if he would have won with a boring old Brogue Kick. So, credit to that if they're going to make Sheamus win. Like I said, I don't understand why he doesn't use the Celtic Cross move anymore, the Razor's Edge. It's a cool move. It's a great move, as a matter of fact. And, it fit him better as a finisher. But, I don't know why they're trying to stray away from that move. He hasn't used it in like 3 years. But, yeah, this was a pretty impressive match. And after the match is over, Damian Sandow really aggressively punching at Sheamus. You can really see that the WWE is really trying to step things up a bit, starting from Monday night. I admitted that Monday didn't have like that many great matches, but it had great moments, and it showed moments of, returning to, yesteryear, the Ruthless Aggression era, at least. Maybe not Attitude Era, but Ruthless Aggression era, maybe. And I gotta say, this was pretty decent segment and match-wise. Up next, it's Curtis Axel defeating Wade Barrett. Not the best of matches, but once again, a lot of aggression being shown by Curtis Axel, stomping in the corner really viciously, and the finish was, very smooth and like perfect, almost perfect. Haha. Yeah, cheesy ass pun, but what are you gonna do? And I am a fan of Curtis Axel. I didn't really like the IC title match at Payback. I ain't gonna go back on my word. That match sucked. I didn't like the way he won the title, but he looks great with the belt. Him with the belt and them talking about Mr. Perfect, it helps. It looks good, and he looks way better with the belt than Wade Barrett. And the way that Wade Barrett went out in this match, I think that's pretty much the end of his career. This guy is going to be the next one to be released. I'm telling you, he's going to be right behind Matt Striker. And then you got Miz coming in, at the end, chasing him out of the ring. Not a big fan of this program. Curtis Axel's only been there for a month, and he's already better than the Miz. The Miz is finished. He's been finished for a while now. Ever since this whole babyface overhaul, it's just been downhill. But Curtis Axel, Miz, AJ defeats Natalya. Not a lot was shown. They come back from commercial, and it's already over pretty much. But what was shown was pretty good. For a little short match, it was mostly moves, wrestling moves, and a lot of, once again, aggression in the matches. Nothing slow-paced, all fast-paced. Natalya with this great submission, a surfboard, like an inverted surfboard maneuver. Really stepping it up. Then after the match, there's some backstage stuff. You got Caitlyn attacking Oksana. Gotta say the Divas division is picking up, and it's looking good. they're getting aggressive in there. They're wrestling better. Time and thought is being put into it. Last Monday you had that great segment with Stephanie. I am begging, I am pleading with the WWE, put Stephanie McMahon in charge of the Divas division. I know a lot of people in my Raw review yelled at me, "You're taking ideas from TNA." That ain't the first, this is hilarious, taking ideas. How is that really taking an idea? Stephanie McMahon has been in charge. She has been in charge on the show before during the McMahon-Helmsley era. Just by saying that I want her to be in charge of one specific division, that makes it a total copycat? No. Brooke Hogan being in charge of something is a copy of Stephanie McMahon. So take that and put that in your fucking pipe. Take that pipe and stick it up your ass and then smoke it. I don't know how you're going to do that, but smoke it anyway because it ain't a copycat. It's a damn good idea. And if people, want to stop crying about the Divas division, they want to stop that all this boning, this boning? Huh? I know a lot of people want to bone AJ, but I meant to say moaning. All this bitching and moaning about the Divas division. It would stop if they would put Stephanie McMahon in charge, help her work with the Divas firsthand. They're not getting a lot of experience, what they learned in NXT, how to talk on the mic. When AJ was there confronting Stephanie McMahon, that was her first great performance on the mic. First, not just good or decent. It was her first great performance. So Stephanie McMahon can only bring positive things to the Divas. Yeah, so, I gotta see more of that. I'm really enjoying it. Then you got Alberto Del Rio defeating Chris Jericho by disqualification when Ziggler runs in. Sort of a predictable finish, but hey, pretty decent match here. I'm liking it. Good matches here on SmackDown. Really good, solid stuff. Once again, just a lot of, counters and wrestling. Wrestling on a wrestling show. Not just boring, fake-looking punches and rest holds, but good, technical, counter, chain wrestling on this fucking show. So, this is fine with me. Raw has these great moments, and SmackDown has the wrestling. It's too bad it's, a B show. It's lost a lot of respect because there is some good-ass wrestling on this show tonight. And it's really kicking ass, and it's entertaining. Up next is Christian defeating Drew McIntyre, a squash match, but a well-done squash match. And Christian ends up coming out on top, looking great, like $1 million. Just great to see Christian back. And after the match, if you thought that was it, that might have not been too impressive. But Christian then is confronted by the Shield. They come out, they kick his ass and powerbomb him. Put him in a program with Dean Ambrose. And I think that's what they're doing pretty much. That match has got a lot of potential. Ambrose and Christian, like in a ladder match for the United States title. Can you imagine how good a fucking match like that would be? With a sadistic motherfucker like Dean Ambrose in a hardcore setting. That is the makings of greatness. That's how you do epic booking and matches. And it seems like they're kind of catching on. They did fire. And I think they probably hired a new head writer. So, I don't know. Maybe they're finally doing a better job. But I am noticing, as of late, even though the pay-per-view wasn't that great, we've been getting some epic wrestling. Jericho and CM Punk. And CM Punk and Brock Lesnar went from a rumor to an actual match. RVD being re-signed. It's just, you know what? right now is a great time to be a wrestling fan, and why everybody always asks me, if you missed the show, why do you still watch it? And this is the reason why, as I explained when Brock confronted CM Punk on Raw, because it's moments like this, great matches like Ambrose and Christian, that is going to be a good match. You know they're going to do something good with that. Then in the main event, Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan fight until a count out. Daniel Bryan wins by count out. Now, some people might say that was a cheap finish, but the effort put into this match was great. And I could, easily say that Daniel Bryan carried Orton. Not really. Orton did his part. He was really, wrestling in there. He did better. He wrestled a good match. He did some different moves. He was motivated. Maybe it takes a guy like Daniel Bryan to bring out the best in Orton, but I don't know. These guys wrestled an awesome fucking match. This was, I'm not, just exaggerating here. This was a pretty good fucking show for wrestling. Everything looked good, and I really didn't hate any of it. This Orton Daniel Bryan match, they're going to probably do a rematch on Raw. Yes, I want to see it. This was an awesome fucking match. It was a back and forth. It was crazy. A good match. Like, fucking finally getting decent matches on TV and not having to wait till a pay-per-view or some shit like that. What a good fucking match this was. Excellent. Orton, you know what? How much it pains me to say that Orton wrestled a good match, considering how much I fucking hate his fucking guts. But hey, at least he let the kid go over on him on a count out. Now good. Now on Raw, let him fucking make him tap out or pin him. Something. If Orton wins this series, I will be fucking pissed. But if we still get a good another good match out of it, I won't be too pissed. Because this was good fucking wrestling. Very enjoyable shit. And very enjoyable show. Very, very good to excellent show, I would say. Nothing really bad on it. Nothing cheesy or dumb or eye-rolling or anything like that. And, and actually, like, more enjoyable than Raw. Because the thing is, even though Raw was decent, good, because you had all those great moments happening there, but it's too fucking long still. SmackDown, 2 hours, and I know a half an hour is devoted to, the results on Raw and all these recaps. But hey, what else is left on there? The new content was good. You had a lot of good wrestling on here. This is what I'm saying. This is, there's only really 2 reasons why a wrestling fan watches wrestling, and that's one, to get good matches, and the other one, to get good moments, good promos. And yeah, so, this was a good week to be a wrestling fan. They had a lot of good developments. It really feels like the WWE is moving forward with some awesome moments and shit. It's too bad they didn't do this around WrestleMania time, but yeah, very good show. Excellent. Thumbs up here.